Yeah, I've been leading worship for about 14 years. Just involved in ministry really for 14 years. I pretty much got involved as soon as I said yes to Christ. There was no sort of buffer period for me. There was no like, okay, here, get acclimated, like, go read these, passages, like, do a discipleship thing. It was like sort of like God was like, oh yes, okay, fine, get to work. And so for me, it was very much. It felt like I was playing catch up in a sense because I came to Christ when I was 20. So it was like there was 20 years of a life that where God was like obviously part of it, and He was there, and I always believed in God, I always believed in Jesus, but just didn't really know on a personal level what He had done for me. And so it was this process of just plugging into local church ministry, and then in the midst of it, finishing a degree in music and writing songs. And really, what I've seen emerge kind of out of the ministry that I've been doing the past 3 years of traveling full time is trying to just connect. Maybe God's using my gifts as a songwriter and as a worship leader to encourage people just to reconnect with God. I think the church, I think society is reaching a point of crisis where we're forgetting the ability to pray. Just that I was at a college and I asked the question, how many of you, and it was a Christian college, can actually say that you talked to God in the past week? And not a single hand went up. And God is always speaking through His Word. It's so apparent that every time you open God's Word, His Word is living and effective, and it's meant for you. But in the process of speaking that, there's also constantly, your conscious and your unconscious mind taking the stories of Jesus, taking the stories in the Old Testament, and sort of, what's God saying to me about what's happened in my life or the world around me, and all those things. And so I think that what God has done through the ministry that I've gotten to be part of and through my songs is to try to encourage people to reconnect with God. And I think that's the goal of, I think that's one of the main things that music as an art form is just supposed to do. It's supposed to connect people. It's a window to the beautiful, which is the things of God. And so when you hear a beautiful song, or you see a beautiful painting, or you see stained glass and you look at it, and something in you, it elevates your soul, it orients your soul towards God. And so that's really what I've kind of witnessed and seen, and been amazed that God could even do that.